Oh wait,
Oh.
Hello. What? Hi. Sorry, I can't tell if you were like trying to stop me or something.
No.
Hello. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ink of Fate. I am your dungeon master, KJ Potiff, and I'm a little sleepy. I'm just a little bit sleepy today. Let's meet our delightful cast of players. Starting with Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I play Ada, the Tuss wizard cleric, and I too am sleepy.
Yes, indeed. Nick.
Hello, I am Nick, and I play Cole, the Grim Marauder Fighter, and me three am sleepy.
It will not affect our playing tonight at all.
No.
Joanna.
Hello. My name is Joanna. I play Odrune. I know, right? I play Odrune, the bewildered Wicker barbarian. I'm especially bewildered because I think I forgot to do my leveling up from last week.
Oh dear.
That is okay. I am hoping it doesn't matter tonight.
It's okay. I can do
We'll see
it while
where
you
we
do
end
the
up,
intro.
Finally. What?
I said I can do it while you do the intro. It's not that detailed.
Okay. Okay. And Jay, tell us who you are and who you're playing.
I'm Jay, playing Hab, the Squirrel Beastborne Warlock. I am not sleepy. I am actually very munchy right now, so don't judge me. And your fun squirrel fact for the day is that they can hang upside down. Something fun, right?
Yay.
There we go.
Like little furry bats. Amazing.
That feels
All right.
Bats
right.
are just flying
So,
squirrels. I don't know what you're talking about.
Aren't bats furry?
Yep.
They're furry.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
they're kind of fuzzy.
some-
Leathery
some
wings,
bats.
furry little bodies. Yeah.
They like to call them flying foxes, but we all know the truth.
But,
They're
like,
just flying squirrels.
Squirrels are fluffy.
It's true.
Squirrels
Yeah,
are
it's
fluff.
true.
It's true. We've
If
had
you
some
remember-
chunky ones around my
Squirrel
house
fact.
lately.
If you remember my
Love
squirrel
that.
fact from a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, they get especially
facts.
fluffy
Love
in
the squirrels.
winter.
Well, didn't we
Like
say
I
that
am.
Hap is very fluffy?
I am very fluffy,
Mhm.
yes, because it's been
Yeah.
3 years of winter.
She's
so just
gotta
imagine
be.
how fluffy that is.
You just progressively get fluffier.
Just more and more fluffy.
More layers of
Anyway,
undercoat.
Ink of Fate. Let's talk a little bit
Very
about the
serious.
story and our setting and make sure everybody's all caught up on where we are. All right. Ink of Fate is a Viking-inspired campaign, loosely based on the Arcanum Worlds D&D 5th edition module, Raiders of the Serpent Sea. I don't know why I always have a hard time with that part. Like, there's a lot of words in there I have to get right.
It's a mouthful.
But it is loosely based on module. It is Norse mythology inspired, though not necessarily historically accurate. This world of Grimnir is filled with various raiding clans that all invade and attack each other to compete for honor and glory and an opportunity to ascend to the halls of the slain. Everybody in this raiding society worships the gods of the Stone Court, the people who founded this world of Grimnir after leaving their original homeland, their homeworld. Let's see. Everybody, when they come of age and throughout the rest of their life, they accumulate runic tattoos, usually on the arm, that give them some kind of guidance or indication of their destiny and their fate, and little clues of where their life might be headed or where they could potentially go. Grimnir is entering its third straight year of winter due to unknown causes, and our heroes have not really figured anything out about the long winter. They have a more specific mission, which is figure out what is going on with a mysterious young girl named Siobhan, who appeared suddenly at a tower, an event that was somehow foretold by the Volve, the seers of this world. So, young girl uses a wicker wheelchair, magical wicker wheelchair that doubles as her pet cat, Cotter. You all found her and were tasked, along with the rest of your good friend Hrolf's crew, with escorting Siobhan back to the Volve so that they could use their divine divination magic to figure out what her deal is. These seers, you knew, were supposed to be at the Well of Wisdom, where they normally reside. When you got there, you found the place had been attacked, mostly by a couple of giants that you managed to eliminate through both trickery and some very impressive attacks. They seem to have been led by a frost giant. So now we know that there are giants in this world. They're not myths. They are very real and apparently willing to kill very important people in your society. So, having cleaned up that mess at the Well of Wisdom, you reached the well itself and discovered some things about yourselves and about directions you each might be headed. You got new magical runes from, magically appearing on your body from the magic of the well, and giving you a little bit of guidance of where you might be headed on each of your personal quests. Hrolf was especially alarmed because receiving your runic marks in that particular manner is not usually expected. It's very rare. It's usually only for particularly epic heroes in Grimnir. So a lot to think about. You also brought Siobhan herself to the well because even though there are currently no seers here, perhaps she might gain some insight from the well. She then somehow managed to cast the Speak with Dead spell. You were able to interrogate the dead frost giant that you had slain, and get a little bit of detail about why she was there, what was going on with that. And I believe where we left off is with the realization that your current mission, the mission of getting Siobhan to the Volve, is not over, even though you reached the Well of Wisdom. You learned that the most likely location of the Volve is in the somewhere near the Nattle hometown, like the home of the Nattle clan at Tuck. The town is called Tuck. But that they seem to have started Drift Hall early. Drift Hall being the gathering of clans every 8 years. It was not supposed to start for a while, but perhaps certain events have triggered it early. So, with that, let's go to the ocean. Now, before we get too into this, was there anything that you all wanted to do at the Well of Wisdom before leaving?
I told you what I was gonna do with the Well of Wisdom.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I already made a note of that thing that you messaged me about. So
yes,
we're good.
that thing is done. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Don't worry about that.
Yep. Other
Somehow
than that,
I trust Jay about as much as I
Other
trust Hap
than
when she
Hap.
says that.
Yeah.
This is a
Okay.
character close to my heart. What can I
yeah,
say?
the thing, the thing.
The thing. Yeah, the thing.
The thing, with the thing and the thing.
Got about the same level of trust here.
The thing.
I mean, if we how long are we sticking around this well, by the way? Are we like getting the hell out of here? Are we like spending the night? Like what do you guys want to do? Are you guys tired? Are we hanging out for a bit? Is this place too creepy? How are we feeling? Is it like a
How
dead
late in the day
giant
is it?
corpse right over there?
It was late afternoon, early evening by the time you got out of the well with Siobhan.
We might as well wait until tomorrow morning to set off. I mean, no reason to row for a couple hours and that's it.
Also, we could sleep inside. We should sleep inside.
Yeah, where all the people were killed. That's a
Fucking
great
cold.
place to sleep.
Do you want to sleep in the snow?
Well, see, if you just reverted back to your
you have
other
a-
form, maybe you could get like the fur.
I'm
Maybe
not
that will start
furry.
growing. I know, not yet, but like if you stay that, maybe you'd actually like grow yourself a nice coat. You know?
I don't think that's how it works.
That should be how that works.
For what it helps, I
Is
actually
my-
kind of agree with Hap. I think it'd
Is
be
my
really
connection
cool if
coming
you
through
did.
choppy?
Your connection?
Uh,
A little. You do freeze
just a tad.
a little bit.
Like, is the music coming in and out?
The music's fine.
No, the music's good.
It's just
Your
your
audio's
visual.
fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, my audio for you all gets a little bit choppy sometimes, so if I have a delayed response, that's fine.
That's cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, so your rest is oh, thank you, Notorious. Everything sounds good on their end, so cool. Thank you. So your rest is uninterrupted, though it is frigid here. On the shoreline, there's still several inches of snow that has to be cleared away before you can rest on dry ground. It's a very biting kind of wind, a very biting chill. You see ripples of Aurora Borealis in random pinks and greens and blues, which you can actually see from this location. You almost weren't paying attention to it because you were so focused on getting to the well, but you're actually fairly close. You're close enough to Turnfjall to see it in the distance, the highest peak in Grimnir, and the place where the Vanir, the gods of the Stone Court, first arrived in this land. So their petrified figures still stand at the top of that peak, and at this point you can see those ripples of aurora that almost seem to emanate from Turnfjall. But very lovely, very frigid, but you are able to get an uninterrupted rest. So go ahead and clock that, roll your dailies, whatever your daily thing is.
What's our Wicker friend doing?
Oh, that was very restful, everyone.
Morning, Roll.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. I caught a few eels and fried them up if anybody wants some of that.
Please.
Absolutely. It's not very actually it's a tiny bit seasoned because you did acquire some seasoning. But he seems to have followed one of the new recipes that
Oh, that's funny.
from the cookbook you acquired. So, let's see. You were asking about your Wicker friend. So Phrinn.
Friend, yeah.
Yeah, Phrinn is staring a little bit at Turnfjall, which, as you might remember, when you first encountered her, she encountered various monsters after she received, like, impulses, dreams leading her to carry an emerald up the mountain to Turnfjall and where the Stone Court was. She encountered monsters, even the Witch King was there. So she hasn't said much more about that particular encounter, but she's been terrified of the Witch King ever since. And you do notice it creeping up on her. Everybody make an insight check.
Ew.
Oh, that's
There
a
we
new look. Oh, okay.
Fancy.
Very.
Yeah, some of the new character sheets, I don't know if I love it, but
Yeah.
fair.
because sometimes it hides information that I kind of want to see. Okay. So yeah, pretty much all of you notice that she has kind of a wistful look to her. Like something's missing.
Phrinn, you wouldn't happen to be feeling that same pull towards Turnfjall again, would you?
Huh? Oh. No, not towards Turnfjall. No, I was just missing home. It's a few days from here by boat. But it's fairly secluded and fairly well protected, and I'm wondering if somebody I know there might be able to give me a bit more stability. I don't have very good sea legs, and I think I'd rather be back in my home village.
Well, that makes sense.
And
I think
not really at sea. I mean, I'll help out as much as I can, but
Well, I can't help but wonder if maybe we could, swing by and drop you off or something. Where do you live?
could you? It's a ways west of here. It's a ways past the straddle. I can show you on the map here. Let's go to the map screen. Let me make sure I'm on the right map. So she indicates a part on it's actually part of the inner continent, but it's this part right here, kind of on this part of the coastline.
I mean, Rolf.
It's a little ways into the woods, but
Yeah.
oh
Rolf,
yeah.
Isn't this will be on our way, right?
Oh yeah, very much so. Wouldn't be more than a pit stop.
Well, if you have a home to go back to, we can take you.
Can you guys hear
That'd be
me?
great.
Yes.
You were
Yeah,
muted.
you were muted.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, let's go back and forth. Okay. Is that where near the Luton clan, by the way?
No.
Or is it more south?
No,
I'm trying
Luton's
to
further
remember.
southwest.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm cool then. Yeah, let's totally drop her off.
Yeah, they're on the western stretch.
You did not say that out loud.
Half just saying, like, sure, let's take this tree folk home to her forest. That seems more appropriate. Tree folk should be with their forest.
I think it would actually be good for crew morale too, because to be fair, we have not visited an actual, real, functioning,
Right.
nice, friendly village.
That is fair.
It's been a
I don't-
while.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was being
Because
cozy
this,
with the war
this
clan
place,
recently.
I mean, if you want to recap, we have the Volve Temple just now that's been absolutely massacred, not a friendly face anywhere. Before that, it was the Baendor Fortress, that is now overrun by wolf riders. Before that, it was Falagur, the volcano, and all that.
It
Before
might
that,
be nice to see something somewhat
Fur
normal.
Traders Island. There was a witch.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Yes.
Quite unfortunate when nowhere's the last
Good for
good
the
place you were.
That's fair. Phrinn,
That's a
what
fair
kind of
assessment.
people are in your village, Phrinn?
All sorts. Mostly Wicker. Is fairly
Ooh.
secluded, so it's a safe place for a lot of the more primal species. So, other Grim, other Beastborne, a couple Tuss. It's actually very friendly.
Sounds like
Ada,
it.
this would be perfect. We could see if you could grow
Why?
yourself a nice fur coat.
Why are we fixated on me? Everyone else was mentioned.
Well, Colin knows how to embrace their selves. Like, look at Colin. Perfect example of embracing oneself here.
And Cole has like no fur aside from his hair.
No, but you're more fish and water, and you embrace that beautifully. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
See? And then I, of course, am true to
Dinner-
myself here. I don't know about Odrun. You could probably use a little bit more photosynthesis over there. But is Ada in her tusk form
as I'm
right
sure
now?
you're aware.
Yes, because I'm sturdier.
Thank God. Okay. I
Fair.
applaud you. All right,
Well,
that's just me.
Anyway, it's yeah, I can't think of a safer place than Dinaval. So, Dinaval. That's what it's called, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, I'll show you how to get to it. It's a bit hard to get to if you don't know where it is. I mean, I'm sure you know Wicker aren't always welcome in a lot of other places, or at least their opinions aren't that welcome. So Dinaval it is. Hero Club, thank you for the raid. Hey y'all, good to see ya. Woohoo!
Hello.
We are. Let's see. This is the crew of the Grimalkin, a raiding Viking-esque ship. Hi, Hamlet. What's up? And they are about to go to a village of people made of wicker that are friendly to all of the species that this party happens to be. Well,
For once.
shall we set sail then?
Captain, what do you think?
Beautiful. Your
See why not?
I don't see why not. Hey, Marty. Thanks for raiding. We'll see you around. It's good having you. And yeah, those of you here, definitely check out Hero Club. They're amazing players. On their podcast, they edit their sessions with like sound effects and music, and like they cut out all the crosstalk and they make it like a radio drama. And their live streams are very entertaining. They have like 2 full campaigns done. So
Very
really
cool.
entertaining, very unique settings that they do. Absolutely delightful.
Sweet.
And yeah, go to heroclubpodcast.com, or just check them out on like wherever you get podcasts. And on Twitch, they are hero_club, as you can see in the chat. Thank you, Hero Club. We love you so much. Yeah, thank you, A. Hamlet. Thank you for your assistance with that. And yeah, they deserve the hype. They recently partnered with Critical Role. They did a podcast
Nice.
called Reslayer's Take.
Oh yeah, Reslayer's Take.
In the Hero Club style, like with their radio drama format.
That's so
Nice.
cool.
Reslayer's Take, that's the Hero Club people.
No
so George
way!
Primavera, the
Oh my
DM,
God.
he DMs Hero Club. Yes. So yeah, if that's where you know them from, the
Yes.
same people, Hero Club, they're awesome.
Very cool.
So cool.
So
Cat.
so yeah. All right. So, your ship speeds along through the Serpent Sea, heading west away from the Well of Wisdom, away from the terror that you experienced there. The tall peaks of Turnfjall remain in your sights for at least a full day. By about the next day, your ship approaches this massive arm of stone that straddles the Serpent Sea itself, emerging from the inner continent and joining to an island to the north, as if the mountain has like stepped aside to let the sea flow beneath it. Your crew kind of shouts and hollers back and forth to reduce the sails, slow your pace as your longship drifts under this canopy of rock. But it completely connects the inner continent to the high north. Hrolf kind of looks up at it as it's slowly passing over your head and you're under that like brief respite of shadow. And he's like, you know, back in my grandfather's day, you used to have to duck to make your way under this. Now the Volv's own Hemskips could sail right under it. Don't know how it's been growing, and never really wondered.
Wait, so it's been growing
If-
up?
Oh yeah.
Has
Grandpa would always
sea been
talk about
getting
how
lower?
you have to duck. And
Wait. Are we sure it's growing or is the ocean shrinking?
Or are all of the mountains growing?
Ooh.
Was
I
it?
never really thought about that.
I'm going to think far too hard
Never
about
really
it.
thought about that. It doesn't seem to be shrinking. I feel like it's getting taller. You know, it seems a bit more peaked than it's been in the past. The shape has changed a bit over the years.
The shape changes. Interesting.
And we don't
Right.
think
Grimnir,
anyone's
what are you
like
gonna do?
magically changing it.
Maybe it's because of the Archmage, but
No.
What?
thank you, Notorious Navy.
No.
What?
Oh no.
Puns are the highest form of humor. Let's not argue about this.
I mean, honestly, they take the most wit, so.
Oh, let's see. Before I forget, with you all completing the Well of Wisdom and defeating the Frost Giant there, you all get a glory point,
Yay!
Woo!
which I believe we're at 7, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. One sec.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Okay. I don't know how to read, but let me try to sound it out here. Your glory builds such that others seek you out to help them solve their own problems. You will receive a Brick, what does that say? Mysterious favor and encounter. Yeah? Cool.
Oh, Aaron.
Such a
Cool,
good
got it.
job.
Good job, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Ooh.
Oh,
Crew member of the
He
month
tried
award
his
for
best.
you.
He can't read.
Rick
Brick was
can.
mostly feeding him the lines.
and yet he knows about global
Yeah,
cooling.
so-
like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Scary.
Apparently.
Yeah, so as a reminder, the crew of the Grimalkin, the ship captained by Cull, our one of our party members. Aaron is the half-orc with a fuzzy little peach fuzz mustache, goes around shirtless, and has a tiny little cartoony saber-toothed tiger tattooed on his pec, and nothing else. Most people tend to get something a bit more elaborate, but that's all he wanted. And then Brick is his buddy who kind of speaks in the third person, and very lot of himbo energy there. All right. So let's see. There's honestly not a lot happening on the sea. You're able to get to little islands here and there to rest at night. Because again, your longship is like a very large bus and not really great for sleeping in unless you're really in a rush. And the crew does seem like weary and tired and worn down and kind of craving social interaction. So morale has definitely been going down with everything that's been going on. So they seem absolutely ready for variation. What do each of your characters do when they're bored? Like really bored of like multiple days of like road trip nothingness.
I'm gonna try to talk to the sapling.
Ooh. Okay, we'll come right back to that. I just want to hear generally what everybody's up to, and then we'll
And
like
then
zoom in on specific
when I'm
things.
not trying to talk to the sapling, I guess. Ooh, I'm gonna try to start up a wood carving hobby. That's what I'm gonna try to do in my downtime.
There you go.
Maybe try to get Pom Pom more skills, life skills, survival skills.
and you're gonna give him a sharp
Pom Pom,
object.
the rabbit-born little helper.
No, more like better lookout skills first,
Fair.
and hiding skills, and running away skills. We're not gonna do the sharp, pointy objects until you got the basics down, which is what to do when the other person has a sharper, pointier, longer object.
Gosh.
Oh, I'm
Anyway.
actually pretty good at fleeing.
Great! Check! Next on the list. Lookout.
Yeah, I run away real good.
Perfect. Love to hear it.
All you need to do.
Amazing.
I love it.
Pom Pom.
Odrun would
Pom Pom, my little rabbit
probably-
friend.
Odrun would probably seek out Tiff and Taff and try to learn the like the lilting singing harmony that they do. Try to learn to sing with them.
Ooh.
Just-
Roll a performance check.
Oh god. We'll see how charismatic
Yes,
this
barbarian.
barbarian
Perform.
can be. Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
15. You carry a tune pretty decently. You're not quite hitting all the harmonies the way they do, but they go with a pretty simple simple melody, simple like folk song, and you're able to maneuver your way through that decently. You can hold your own.
Sweet.
What is Cull up to?
Aside from trying not to look at Tiff and Taff and Odrune singing, I think aside from like maybe like practicing his like swordsmanship every now and then, I think you would see Cole like just every now and then like walking up to a member of the crew and just like asking how are they okay, and and the answer's are like yeah, and then he's just like oh, okay, just like checking in on people, but he's very awkward about it, especially with Skuld because there's nothing.
Roll insight.
Ooh. Oh, I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, that was a nat 1?
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh,
1
goodness.
plus
Yep,
8.
that was a nat 1. Why does the new roll not show nat 1? It feel like...
I don't
That is
know.
sad.
Yeah.
Right.
That is
Oh my God.
interesting. Oh god.
It is very awkward. Yeah,
Of course, sweet
it ends up being like it's like, are you okay? And they're like, it's always at a moment where they're clearly not okay. They're like struggling with something, and like you're just never there at the right moment. It's always like right as they're like trying to like go have a private moment, or when they're like when they just are one of them has a cold, like Brick is actually having a cold while you're talking to him. So like for like just about everybody, it's like the worst possible timing for you to ask how they're doing.
And then he goes and sulks for a while.
But they do all thank you for like checking in.
No problem.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Have you ever rolled a nat 1 and tried to be a good person?
Sorry, that got me. I think that Ada will, if there's time, there's definitely time. We're in extreme boredom. I would have copied the fairy fire spell because I'm like, ooh, sitting. I have time. I'm doing this. And then once I run out of like things that feel vaguely productive to do, I think that she gets very, very like ruminating. Like she's sulking a little bit too, and she's just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't feel useful here.
Well, that's because you
It's
aren't, darling.
Henrik, you piece of
Says
shit.
the awful voice
Yes.
of your grandfather in your head, of your dead grandfather.
Henrik, you could make yourself useful and tell me something helpful. For example, do Tuss run in the family? That would be helpful to know.
I had no idea that anyone in the family was Tuss. I'm certainly not Tuss. My son is not Tuss.
That's not a no.
See how helpful I can be.
I take the ring off for a while because I'm annoyed with him.
Thank goodness.
Amazing.
Odrune's gonna suggest at some point.
Oh, come on!
We should try goading him.
I know.
In a
He
sort
could
of
have helpful
interrogation.
information.
Yeah,
Thinking. That's why I haven't gotten rid of him.
that's fair.
Also, I'm kind of afraid because it's a magical item, you can't really destroy it. So, like, what if he ends up in a horrible person's hands?
That's a great.
Maybe you could throw him in the Well of Wisdom if we ever go back.
I did have the thought.
Hmm.
But then creepy things happened. Well, not creepy, but like very powerful things happened there, and I was afraid that it would be beneficial to him, and that felt bad.
That would be terrible.
How long is
I
he
think
stuck
at-
there? Is he stuck, or is he just choosing to stay?
Apparently, if you're wearing this when you die, if there's not someone in it already, you can choose to go in the ring instead of to the afterlife. And he thought that was the better choice. Probably because he was going to hell.
Well, but from what I've heard, hell doesn't even
You
sound
hear
like
nothing
a
from
bad
the ring
spot.
because you've
I
taken it
know.
off.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't want it because he wouldn't be in charge.
Probably. He didn't have his fancy tapestry.
You could have pom-pom babysit him for a while.
Fancy tapestry. I can't really say that the way he does.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult.
But
Tapestries.
the tapestries.
I think you should keep practicing, Odru.
Am I doing well or badly? I can't decide if that's what you're trying to tell me.
Roll
I don't
performance.
know. I just want to hear it more. You're doing well.
You hang the tapestries
you did
up
it-
and
did
then
it
you
good.
do the things. And you move the tapestries over.
Oh.
Or does it mean I'm good in the accent, or can I actually do it?
Comes out in a perfect Baindor accent. Oh, the tapestries.
We move the tapestries, and then we do the things, and then we sing the songs, yeah. And then we do the rowing, and we
Yes.
get to a what's
See,
it called?
there you go. You did
I
it.
can't remember what it's called.
Perfect.
Dynaval is the town you're going to.
Dynaval. We get to Dynaval, and we see all the Wicker people.
Is this what Odru does the rest of the time?
Yes.
You didn't even need to take the ring off. You get all the benefits here. Okay,
Perfect.
let's go back to Hap and the sapling. So, first off, are you trying to be covert or stealthy about this at all?
We're on a ship. There's only so much I can do. So, it's not so much I'm trying to be covert. I'm gonna try to move to a place I'm not easily interrupted, which is gonna be the very top of this ship. It's gonna climb right on up there. With my little sapling.
Of course.
You say of course as if I'm not a squirrel.
No. I meant like sincerely, of course. I'm sorry I came out sarcastic. I meant genuinely. Okay.
Yes, I would like to be at the very top of this ship here, as high as I possibly can be. I'm gonna pull out this sapling that was sticking out of my pack, and I've been not letting anyone touch or get near, in case they try to eat it.
That's not fair. I don't eat.
Okay.
Right, tell that to the seed in your stomach.
My ancestors did that.
Right, that's what they all say.
They did.
They know you're one to blame.
Okay, so you cast Speak with Trees.
Uh-huh. So
Okay.
it sounded like me just basically whistling at this tree and tapping it.
What do you say to it?
Well, this is a baby. I have no idea what level of intelligence this baby has. So I'm just gonna start off with a very nice, simple hello.
Hello.
It speaks. So,
Speaks.
ooh. Do you know where you are?
Planted?
Not planted. You were moved from your home soil.
moved.
Mm. Do you feel different? Different soil, different water, different air? Can you feel it?
Thirsty.
Oh Lord. Okay. I'm gonna give the sapling some water. Here you go. The roots are like still like in a bag, I'm assuming, with like soil in it. Better?
Kind.
I like that. Sapling, where are your where are your trees? Where is your forest? You are far from home, I think.
Far.
Do you What do you want?
Planted.
Okay.
Home.
Okay. This is gonna be a weird question. Can I insight check this baby tree? Ooh, actually. Can I have a Karn help me with a Karn's heart sight on this sapling? I'm trying to figure out if this tree is as bloodthirsty as our other trees here. I'm trying to feel out how bloodthirsty this tree is.
Roll insight with advantage since Akarn will be feeding you information from Heartsight.
Okay. Willingly feeding me information from Heartsight? Because a card is a one tricky familiar who we have established will lie to me. Do I need to insight check a card? Oh no, how many insight checks do I need to do?
You can.
Okay, so that's a 16 for the tree. And then I'm guessing it's a normal
That's on the
roll.
tree. Mm-hmm.
And then for a Karn, it's a 15.
Yeah, normal for Akarn.
Okay.
Okay. It seems like the feedback Akarn is giving you is truthful. The tree's mood seems to be more like non-magical trees you've encountered, where they just want sunlight, soil, water, the basics. It seems, it does seem pretty hungry for nutrients. It doesn't seem to have an awareness of like what nutrients it needs.
Okay.
But
These
yeah,
are all good
it
signs.
seems like that's its number one priority. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is that what I consider to be a tainted tree from what I can tell so far? Lovely. I will continue just trying to feed this tree. Maybe get it more soil from other places, food scraps as fertilizer, stuff like that. That's going to be my hobby when I'm not woodworking. Try to feed this tree.
Yeah.
It's okay, guys.
Okay.
Tree's not bloodthirsty. I don't actually tell you.
So
We know.
it it only takes a couple more days for you to get to a place on the inner continent that Phrinn indicates to you. There's very dense forest with mostly oak trees. There's a very thick canopy, and it looks like the forest only gets more dense as you go into it, but it's a little bit more green than you would expect with all of this long winter. A couple of them do have like patches of yellow or brown. There is a whole like steady layer of brown leaves on the ground, but overall seems to be a very thriving, lively kind of forest. Phrinn says, It'll take about an hour of walking, to get to the village itself. It's a bit further inland. When they founded it, I guess they didn't need it to be incredibly coastal.
All right. I'm so happy. I'm jumping off and into the trees.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Trees.
Yeah, you especially notice that in this particular forest, you almost don't have to touch the ground, like, at all. You can just, like, the trees are dense enough and the canopy's thick enough that you're able to just hop from branch to branch and tree to tree. Just very, very smoothly.
I would like to challenge Cull to a race. In the
Before that
trees.
happens, does it technically count as after a long rest? I know we've been like sailing for a little more, but I was wondering if I could just use the inspiring leader feat, just in case.
Yeah, it's been a few days, so yeah, you would have had like at least 2 more long rests since the last time.
Okay, so before everyone runs away, Cole, like, very awkwardly, he's like, hey, and kind of awkwardly gathers, the 4 of you together, and also, Hrolf. And he just kind of goes, just, take a breath. Don't try and take a moment, I guess. And you feel a little lighter, and you get, I believe it is 8 temporary hit points. Yeah.
And tell us, what is causing this? Oh, the inspiring leader feat, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, inspiring leader.
It's the power of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
So, not as much of a speech as a lot of other captains would give, but I think everybody could tell it's a little bit out of Cole's comfort zone.
Cool. Now,
Yeah,
you want to challenge me to a
everybody
race in
feels
the
the
trees.
bolstering sincerity.
Okay.
Before this race happens, when I see it starting to form, Hap doesn't need any more reason to brag, so I give Cole guidance.
Yeah, well, that's fine because I've already activated my trap card, which is just my new ability of Armor of the Ironwood, which I can finally use now.
Yay!
Yeah, it doesn't give me. So I've
Ooh,
actually
what does that look
used.
like?
So I decided to go with Mantle of Leaves for now. So basically, what it's gonna look like is kind of like I was kind of already wearing a green shirt, but it kind of takes on a little bit more of a textured leafy pattern to it. And then my tail seems to have some leaves more like woven inside of it. And it gives me +5 feet of movement. So now I have 40 feet of movement.
While climbing?
I just have 40 feet of movement. It just says movement.
Okay.
And because of my ability as a creature as a Beastborne ability, my climbing speed and my walking speed are the same. So.
Okay.
Don't give me that.
Cole, you also have a climbing speed, right?
Yes, he has a climbing speed of 30.
And I have one of 40!
Alright, I'm gonna need both of you to make a series of rolls. Give me 1 second. I need different music for this. Like, this is a competition.
Oh yeah, when I start this competition, I stick my tongue out at Ada.
I like to imagine that this is something that both Odrune and Ada can tell Cull and Hap have definitely done before. Plenty of times.
Exactly. I just wanted to remind all of you that I'm actually Cole's best friend. So ha!
Um,
Oh my goodness.
I rolled
Okay, let's
insight
see.
on how confident I think Cap is, and I'm gonna cast enhance ability on Cole for Dex.
Jerk.
Okay, dexterity checks at advantage.
Yep,
Okay.
Okay. All right.
for fun.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I love it.
Peralf. All right. Competitors. Uh, first to make it to the tallest tree that we see in the distance over there will be the winner. You cannot touch the ground. On your marks. Get set. Go! And you both go sailing through the trees. I need both of you to make acrobatics checks.
Okay. And that's at
Oh
advantage.
no! Ah,
Have
this
advantage with
sucks.
guidance.
With enhance ability, it is an advantage.
Oh,
24.
that's a nat 20.
All right, Cole starts to take the lead.
That's a nat 20.
You dart. Nat
Oh, wait, is
nat
it?
20.
I think
You
it's
get-
Yes, it's a
you
nat 20.
get,
It's a nat 20.
I would.
You get a
Is it-
shocking lead ahead of Hap. You're more agile than you've ever felt before. You're hitting all the right branches. It's almost like you're like falling forward as Hap gets obstructed by more branches that just slow her down.
Not fair.
All right.
No.
Next, I need an athletics check from each of you as this canopy gets thicker and
Oh.
thicker.
That's mean. Can I use Mage Hand to try to trip Cole?
He's gonna use Mage Hand to trip you!
You did. I said it first.
Just use each other's made hand and high five.
He has Mage Hand now. He'll do it.
Okay,
but I used it
both of you
first.
make your athletics checks, and then both of you make Okay, athletics checks from both of you first, and then because you're trying to trip each other up, both of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it. What is wrong
Uh,
with me?
I haven't added guidance to anything yet.
What's wrong with me?
Guidance
No.
doesn't work on saving throws.
Yeah, but I wasn't
Yep.
adding it.
Check.
Yeah. Okay.
Only these weren't contested.
Okay. Cole's lead increases as these mage hands just trip you, and you fall onto a branch and have to kind of steady yourself and get yourself back up. I need both of you to make a Constitution save.
Oh my lord. What? What? This is not what I wanted to succeed on.
Oh!
Oh damn.
Ooh.
Ooh!
You pushed yourself too
All right.
far.
Cole, you
You're
feel a
letting the
stitch in your
magic too
side.
much.
No!
You feel a stitch in your side as you lag, and pretty soon, as Hap, suddenly rejuvenated with enough endurance energy, you both topple directly into the tree before colliding with each other and landing at exactly the same time.
I did it first. I won.
Yeah, you totally look like a winner right now. Hand clutching your side or your leg or wherever that stitch is.
I was here first. Sorry.
My tail touched it first.
No, does tail count? Does tail count?
Yeah.
I don't have a
Are
tail. I
you
don't think it should
saying
count.
my...
The
Adrian,
rest
you're
of
the
you
judge.
catch up with them arguing.
My tail totally counts. As I whack you with my tail in the face. Does it count now?
Just like getting hit in
now.
the face with a pom pom.
Does it count now? I won.
Yeah, well, I can get to the top of this tree faster. As I scurry up to the very tip of it.
It's very tall. You can see for miles around. You can see Turnfjall now a little bit further in the distance, though its looming peak is still a very dominating and intimidating presence on the landscape. You do see that the forest remains very thick as you look in the direction that Phrinn has been leading you. But you do not see any silvery leaves. It's more of the same oaks and pines and a whole variety of trees in this very dense forest.
Interesting. I'm just like looking all around here. This is fun.
So how many times
Hap, are you done up there?
happened?
We should probably keep going.
How many times have
Okay.
you two
Yeah,
actually
yes.
tied like that?
They'll catch up.
I usually win.
Oh.
Do the tally.
I know. Are you keeping one?
No.
I'm gonna keep one.
No.
So Ojer just pulls
Oh,
out.
I was just like,
Yes. Ojer and Ada start keeping tallies.
Wait a minute. Did I?
Should we make
Which side
scorecards?
did you take a talent on?
Both.
Why both? I won.
No.
It's okay.
no.
It's okay. You can give it to Hap. She'll need it.
I don't
I
think
just
it.
kind of want to see how many times we actually think you tie, and who thinks they
True.
actually won. That's kind of what I'm curious about.
I don't think
Yours-
either will admit they lost. Ever.
Never.
Mm.
That's all right. They
Well,
can
that
both
was
be wrong.
fun. Phrinn, is it much further? It's not too much further. Maybe another 30 minutes or so. Phrinn, as you continue your chats and discussions, she guides you to a place where the forest is particularly dense to the point where, like, there is no visible path. It looks completely impassable. There's, like, bushes and bramble that have, like, built up in the spaces between the trees. And finally, she leads you to what seems to be just another patch of greenery, but she places her hand on something very solid and knocks in a very particular sort of rhythm. And you see... I didn't get a sound effect for this, did I? No, I don't have a grinding opening door sound effect? Okay. But there's kind of like a low, creaky rumble as the way parts and a hidden door opens wide. You hear a creaky sort of voice say, "Who goes there?" And you hear Phrinn go, "It's me, Phrinn! I brought some friends! Phrinn! Phrinn, get on in here!" And you all see a quaint little town. Give me 1 sec to move you to the right map for this.
Ooh.
Okay.
That is quaint.
Cute.
So you all are in the bottom left.
Jeez.
So it's actually a pretty bustling town. Whoops, I didn't get my crowd sound effects. Let's see. Yeah, just there's people. So, reasonably populated area. Beyond these hidden gates, you enter a town bordered by this very thick forest with tiny, like, stone and wood sort of homes just nestled haphazardly inside this border wall. And the main thing you notice is that the residents of this town do not look like the general makeup of most raiding villages. You see, I'm gonna say none of you have ever seen this many wooden carved wicker faces with various like limb configurations and forms and sizes, just going about their daily lives. Here and there you see like a couple of grims with like their gills like flapping as they're jumping in and out of the pool that seems to be in the middle of town. You see a number of Beastborne. You see a woman that seems to be goat-born. Another person looks like a moose. There's somebody who looks like a lizard. And in this town, you see, let's see, a few different buildings. The building you're closest to looks like a guard tower. Not a very elaborate one, but you just see two armed Wicker standing outside its front entrance. And I mean armed literally, in that as you get closer, you realize that each of them have one arm that naturally grows into a thorny branch, almost like a halberd, as it extends upward.
Cool.
But they seem
Oh,
to
yeah.
be on alert as guards. um, and yeah, you see just lovely architecture. None of this looks like what you would see in raiding towns. The whole vibe is different. And let's see, I guess you all are magic users to some extent. Everybody go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Is it warm here?
It is. Which is kind of what triggers the Arcana check.
Okay.
All right, so Ada, it's unsurprising that you notice this the most. Cull, you notice that, like, exactly as you passed through the gates, it got warmer, like several degrees warmer. Ada, you feel like if you were to turn on detect magic, this whole place would radiate magic. Like the whole wall and canopy of the town. But that it would be, with its 25, I'm going to say it feels protective. That there's some kind of very strong, but also very primal protective magic here.
Phrinn, what is this place?
Well, this is Dinaval. It's a safe haven for Wicker and anybody else who needs it. We've had all types pass through here. Do you want me to show you around?
Absolutely. I could retire in a place like this.
I grew up here, you know.
Seems like a great
Funny you should
place
say
to
that.
grow
We
up.
actually have a retirement home for Wicker.
No way! I love it.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Anyway, this is the barracks where we have people guarding the one and only entrance to town.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'd like to keep people on alert just in case of things.
We lost somebody.
Oh, am I here?
We lost Nick.
Oh no, Nick! Nick!
Nick, we need you. I don't want to adjust the screens because if they come back.
Right.
Yeah.
No, don't.
Oh, they're typing.
Oh, good.
Or they were typing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brad, I'm still half.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay.
Yay!
I was hoping I would switch to be
Okay.
somebody else for a moment.
I didn't hear anything past you asking for the Arcana checks, so.
Oh. Well, there's a Wicker retirement home here.
Um.
And
Yeah.
and Phrinn grew up here, and Frinn's gonna show
And there's
us around.
protective energy all around. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And there's some kind of protective magic that surrounds the whole town. Let's see. All right, so we have the barracks where we keep pretty well armed. Always keep a few sentries on alert. What did I name the tavern? Oh my gosh. One sec. I had it, but now it's like in a hard to find place.
The last time we were in a tavern, we won a lot of stuff. We should.
I know, I missed that.
Oh, okay, they called it the Root and Toot Tavern. I don't know who named it, but most raiders just call it the Mead Hall or the hall. We figured it would be a bit more creative.
We love it.
So anyway, that's our really big building right there. Lot of really nice delicacies, not what you usually find in Tonarg, for example. And let's see, we have sorry, one sec. Just have to make sure I'm like not missing anything. Let's see. Over down here we have the Chaperone's house. That's our elected leader of the village. We have a little shop over down at the tent that ways. Usually a few good things there. Let's see, our library is that big woven viney sort of building at the far end there. And let's see, we have yeah, that's the whole of history there. The absolutely massive, biggest tree you'll ever see is the Canopy of the Entwined. And then, of course, we have the spell posts, where we pass down our arcane knowledge. And let's see. We have the Nest of the Resting Ones. That's what I was telling you about earlier, where older Wicker are able to get support and rest. And we have a junkyard, I guess. That's about it. Oh, and the lagoon, of course.
I see that look. Odrine is looking around, just kind of almost shaking and vibrating. They are so excited. It's like they don't even know where to start. Phrinn, I'm... Grab Phrinn and pick her up. I'm so excited. I've never been around Wicker before.
Ooh!
You're the first one. I don't know what to do. I'm so excited.
That's a little insane.
Where should we start? I don't know. Oh my god.
Well, we've had a long walk. Do you want to maybe stop at the Root and Toot?
That sounds great. Lead the way.
While this is going on, I'm gonna like nudge Cole.
Yeah.
Just be like, do you think a group of Wicker is called a forest or a grove? Maybe hamlet? What do you think a group of Wicker is
handbasket.
called?
I was thinking a basket.
A basket.
Yeah.
Okay. We never had this many Wicker before, so I thought it'd be proper to get the name right. Is my tree talking to me? Is this a card?
No, I have no idea why that turned on. That was weird. It's not supposed to turn on if I don't hit the button.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
It's a sign.
Yeah.
Alright.
You notice lots of people running and greeting Phrinn. They seem to be like greeting her in the same way that Odrune just treated her. There's lots of like hugs and spins. There's pats on her shoulder. An Elkborn lifts her up onto her shoulder, and pretty much everybody in town seems to be like trying to get information from her, find out where she's been. You get the sense that there were, like, from just listening to the general chatter, you realize that many Wicker answered the same dreamlike call that she responded to bring those gems up, but there were a number of them that didn't return. So they're kind of like lauding her as a hero, and you actually hear one voice call out, "Oh, thank Loknir you returned." Which is kind of the only thing that really stands out to you, but Phrinn is now completely enmeshed with the group, and seems to have almost like forgotten about you a little bit, like at least for the moment. But she has managed to get you close to the tavern, which is like the largest building right in the middle.
How well known is it that praising Loknir is weird?
Oh, it's really weird.
That's
like...
common knowledge.
Okay, cool. Because I suck at religion
as in
check.
like it's very common to swear by saying Loknir's guts, Loknir's smelly underpants. Like
Okay, just making sure because I suck at religion and
yeah, in
I'm
most
dumb today
raider
for
towns
some
people are cursing, curse Loknir the betrayer for making it so that we have like a bad growing season.
Well,
Anybody want to see what a Wicker pub is like?
Yes.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, we have to go to the library, or I have to go to the library
Yes.
later.
I want to go everywhere. I want to see everything.
Okay.
So I will go with you.
Okay.
You go into the tavern and it is bustling. Towards the counter where the bar is, you see a lizard beastborne sliding drinks down the counter, and you see a few people carrying dishes to different tables. But it seems like even here there are more differences to what you normally see in a raiding town. You see somebody being handed a mug that seems to have a drink that's on fire. Another person is getting just a bowl full of like seeds and berries, and a hawkborn is kind of like pecking into it. Um, you see another person with like just a plate with like a raw eel on it. You never see the raiders with like raw meat anywhere. Doesn't seem to be any like mammal meat. Like there's no like veal or venison or anything like that. There's no poultry, but definitely a lot of like fish-based meats here. You see a roughly carved like what seems to be a menu up on one of the walls. Some of the drinks and like it's listed as like recreational, and you see things listed as like blooms, flaming eagle, ant salad, giggle leaf, and blue mushrooms.
Giggle leaf?
Very intrigued by Giggle Leaf.
I know.
Oh my god, I've heard
Do it.
stories about this and I've always wanted to try it. So Odrin's gonna be
What?
kind of trotting up
What
to
is
the
it?
bar and wait until we can get the attention of the bartender, please.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Let's see. Can you all still see me, or am I frozen or anything?
Me too.
You're good.
Okay,
You're
just
there.
making sure, because like I can't see any of you right now.
Just these
My
little
computer
mystery
just wants to be
voices in
really
your
slow
head.
today, so I apologize.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the lizard fella comes up to you. It's like, all right, hey there, I'm Sis. What can I get you all?
Hi sis, I have heard I've never been in a town like this before, and I have heard stories of a flaming eagle, and I want one. Please.
Ah, yep. Yeah, definitely good for like really getting your system cleaned out. All right. Yep, let me put that together. For the rest of you?
What kind of work?
Do I know what any of these things are?
Mm-hmm.
Are we just getting drinks right now, or is there like a pecan or walnut pie? Because that sounds delicious.
Oh.
There was something nutty.
Sis looks at you, clocks you as Squirrelborn. It's like, we make a really mean acorn custard.
Oh.
That one. I want that one.
Acorn custard for Miss.
Yeah. I'm half.
I'm Odru.
And
Hi.
Yes. Odrun.
Ada.
Oh.
And are you in your Tuss form or human form?
Tuss
Tuss
form.
As you should.
Yeah, nobody bats an eye. Not a
I love
single
it.
person here bats an eye at that.
What is
All right,
Giggle
Ada,
Leaf?
what would you like?
What's Giggle
Oh,
Leaf?
well, so you let it sit on your tongue for a minute. Makes you a little bit drunk, a little bit like mead, but a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more, well, giggly.
Okay.
Call like
Effects last
awkwardly
for about like
tugs.
30 minutes to an hour, depending on the person.
Call like awkwardly tugs on Ada's sleeve. He's like, can you get me one too?
Two.
2. Okay, and yep, we can account for grim physiology. We also have some fantastic raw fish and eel here, if that's to your taste. Also, most of the Tuss we have come through here do, some of them ask for cooked meat, but a lot of them seem to prefer the raw meat. I'm not sure what your preference is.
Don't know if I have a preference. Cooked? I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Why don't I give you a little sample of both, and you can see which one you prefer? Because I know some people who've lived among,
Okay.
like, the Raider folks might not have tried it.
Okay.
Fantastic. So we got 2 giggle leaves, we got a couple eel plates, we have one flamin' eagle, and we have the acorn custard. Fantastic. Let me bring that right out to you. Within a couple minutes, Sis and 1 or 2 other folks bring you your various plates and mugs. Odrun, you are handed a meat horn with fire coming out of the top of it. So it's actually a very small horn. It looks like it's meant to be done as like a shot. So Sis is like looking at the rest of you and going, I don't know if you've ever seen anybody have one of these, but it's toxic to non-Wicker, so it's a really fun one.
Oh.
So very poisonous to the flesh-based organisms. So Sis lights it on fire, and you drink it down. You take 5 fire damage as it pours down your throat and leaves this like searing kind of black char along the inside of your esophagus. So it burns your throat a little bit, but as it kind of like simmers and cools, it just feels like very invigorating and very energizing. Like a really F me up kind of drink.
I'm not sure how many of those I could do, but I'm tempted to find out.
Oh, June, do you feel like you could beat anyone in a fight right now?
I feel like I could breathe fire at them.
We're wasps?
Oh, flaming
fiery
wasps.
The
wasp?
giggle.
I could do flaming wasps at somebody. That would be really fun right now.
The drink does seem to have an inebriating effect like mead, in addition to the fiery effect. Next, the custard comes out with this like beautiful arrangement of perfect acorns, just absolutely dense, on this like really tasty dish.
Exactly. A much more sensible dish than whatever's going on over there. Lighting trees on fire.
Paul very obviously like reaches a hand over to try and get a bite.
I'm just like, I am debating. Like, you can try it, but don't touch the acorn. The acorns are all mine.
Okay.
You can try the custard part. But only a little. You
It's
should
delicious.
find me
It's
another
very
one.
sweet, and it does taste a little acorny.
Don't eat the acorn.
The eel plates come out, and both of you are offered both raw and cooked fish, and both of you realize that the raw one tastes better, but you've never been offered that before. But like it tastes more natural. It's like the much better texture for your less human-y systems to handle. It tastes absolutely delicious. Like where's this been your whole life?
I steal one.
Call, I feel like I shouldn't like this, but I really like it.
Why would you not like it?
No, I was raised by humans. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, me too. But if it tastes good, it tastes good.
That's true. That's
And then he
sensible.
tries to awkwardly
happen-
clink a piece of fish with you. Like a teacup.
It's... You do the pinky?
I would like to steal that particular piece of fish from Cole.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, they can't start scrapping in the middle of the tavern.
Not in a new town.
What's wrong with me? What are these rolls I've been doing? I would like to
Yeah,
put my dice in jail, please.
Cole notices and is able to avoid you taking it.
I don't care if Cole
Although
noticed.
when you do manage to get a bite of it, it tastes slimy.
What?
Doesn't really appeal to your palate.
Eh.
Tastes almost sour after the sweetness of the acorn custard.
I mean, the taste wasn't really the reason I was stealing it anyway, so it's fine.
It's at this point that the 2 servings of Giggle Leaf come out, and Sis is like, all right, this is about the amount that we recommend for first timers, so give it a shot, just let it sit in your mouth for a couple minutes, and then you're, it takes a little bit to kick in, but then you're good to go.
Is it actually a leaf?
Yeah, is it like a leaf? Like what is it?
It is.
Do I
Yeah,
know?
it's
Do I know this leaf?
It's like a small handful of leaves that, as soon as you put them on your tongue, it seems to be like you're sucking the moisture out of it almost. Like it tastes like leaves. So it's not the best taste ever, but you seem to be like draining all the flavor from it, and after a couple minutes, it doesn't really taste like anything anymore. Both of you make a Constitution save.
Can I, like, because I want it to work, can I give myself disadvantage?
Yeah, I mean, I rolled it, but I kind of want it to work.
You can choose to fail automatically, absolutely.
Great,
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
fail
I'd
it.
love to do that.
This is the one moment I don't want to be good at these.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. All right. So you like invite the sensation. You are purposefully trying to let it do its job as much as possible. Odrun is still a little bit drunk from the flaming eagle.
Yeah.
You both get a little bit giggly. You also feel a little bit more stupid. Like it takes you a bit longer to put together a thought. So now all of your this is going to function like a level of exhaustion. It's not exhaustion, it's temporary. It only lasts for about 30 minutes. But for the next 30 minutes, you have a -2 penalty to all of your d20 rolls.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
So Hap is babysitting us.
Yeah.
You know, somehow I had no idea that Beastborne and Treefolk would actually have a better idea of how to get fucked up than most raiders.
Most of those raiders are stupid.
They're so stupid.
Drinking fucking fermented honey when they have this nature all around them that could do so much better.
Yeah.
This is weird. I don't like this at all. I don't like any of this. Where's Rolf? I would like Rolf, please.
Oh, I'm right here.
Great.
Oh boy.
You babysit them. I'll be right back.
Sure thing. Yep. All right, you three. Let's drink some water. Okay.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow like really, really purple. Just 'cause I can't.
I'll scream so loud.
Yeah. Okay. You guys
Okay,
have.
water.
Wait. Can't
I'm
you do
gonna
that
like
too?
sneak out of the.
Yeah,
beast
I
ball
can.
here.
And then like his eyes, like they do glow, but it's like kind of like if headlights don't exist in this universe, but you can imagine just like way too much targeted on one spot.
Like those hyper-reflective nighttime eyes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Hap, where do you go?
Oh, God.
Well, I'm kind of curious if they have any sort of temple or something like that. This many different folk around. I'm looking for some sort of religious site. Something that gives me a little bit of insight into that Loknir thing earlier.
Yeah. This can be insight, or this can be persuasion to get somebody to give you more information about like where to go.
I don't know why you gave me an option when there's clearly a winner. And it's not insight. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. I'm gonna have a Karn help me. So what me and a Karn are gonna do is that I'm gonna have a Karn going around invisibly, kind of lightly touching people and trying to find what seems to be the most agreeable person to try to do persuasion on.
Okay. Go ahead
Like,
and do
who's
persuasion with
being
advantage.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Because my dice hate me. Finally! That's what I need.
That was
Okay,
good.
so 23.
There you go.
To be like,
You
hey.
easily. Yeah, you pass by the merchant stall. That let's see, it seems to be labeled grown and worn. And there's a grim salesperson who's like, "Oh, yeah, you'll want to go to the Hall of History. That's where you'll find most about all the stories and legends and records that we got. But if you want the most holy place in town, you might take a look at the Canopy of the Entwined. But not much about actual information of history. But that is the most like sacred location we have."
The entwined? What is entwined?
Oh, well, the Canopy of the Entwined is for Wicker who feel the call to release Lopnir's breath.
Okay, well,
Climbing
check
the
it out.
canopy, you know?
Yeah, totally know what that is. So, wait, did you say Lopnir's breath?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a
Oh,
Wicker. I feel like a Wicker could probably explain it better to you.
not my Wicker.
But
Oh,
yeah, it's just
okay.
where, climbing the canopy takes place. But kind of a private thing, so if you go there, maybe they keep voices low.
Okay, I'm really good at climbing, so we'll see what we can figure out. Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry, maybe don't climb that particular tree. It's kind of a Wicker exclusive thing.
Wait, there's a
You can climb
tree?
any other tree. Yeah, the canopy.
Wait, that tree? Please describe this
Yeah,
tree. Is it an oak tree? Is it a yew tree?
it
What
is
kind of
the
tree is it?
biggest, fattest tree that you've ever seen. It might not be the tallest, but it's definitely the widest. Wider than several of the huts you see here. With like many of its adjacent trees like almost merging into it and entwining with it and like spiraling around it with like all these vines and branches weaving through each other.
Ooh.
So it's the big tree at the far end of town. Um,
Are there
uh,
wicker going
uh,
up in it right now? Like, are there wicker climbing it?
You see currently only one Wicker in any of the branches. They seem to have their eyes closed and their hands just kind of outstretched and held very, very still. And the entire time you're watching, they don't move, they don't twitch, they don't respond to anything. They seem to be maintaining this pose.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'm gonna totally disregard anything that guy is telling me I should or should not do. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to walk around the tree. Does the back of it look more secluded?
The back of it seems to merge with the border that surrounds this town. The whole like dense enmeshed trunks and branches and bushes that make up the natural wall that surrounds this town.
Cool. Okay. Well, just for simplicity at this moment, I'm gonna try to find Phrinn.
Okay. So while you do that, let's hop
Yeah.
back to the rest of the party. Um,
Oh, oh,
What?
I think Hap
What?
likes me.
What?
I think Hap doesn't like me.
But why?
I don't
Hap
think
likes
Hap
you a
likes
lot.
me.
Hap
I
likes you a lot.
don't. Oh, Drone, I don't think Hap likes
Wait,
me.
but why not?
Drune,
What
tell Ada
makes you
that
say
Hap likes her.
I just want to know why, and then I will.
I don't know. I called Mage Hand, and I don't think she's liked me ever since. And I'm a little
Why would
stressed
she not
about it,
like
and I
you
don't
because
know
of
why.
that? She should like you extra because of that, because now I know Mage Hand, and I didn't know Hap had Mage Hand until she was like, I have Mage Hand after I knew Mage Hand. So it's like not like Hap likes you a lot, I think.
You know, maybe Hap thinks that you're trying to become Cole's new best friend. You're trying to
Call can have
replace
two
her.
friends.
Well, you
have
got
two friends.
friends, but maybe she thinks that you're trying to replace her.
Trying to replace her. She's like so good at talking and just like things.
It's true.
She's so good at things, and he starts crying.
you find yourself laughing through the tears.
I don't have anything more on that, but I think that would come up.
I think so too.
All right, more water there.
Need more water.
Right.
All the
I
water
think
I'm
these are
drinking
gonna
is
start.
coming out of my face.
I think Odrin might be coming
All right.
down a little bit from all of it now. We're still finding
Yeah,
it
this
pretty
should
funny.
wear off in just a
but-
little bit. I haven't had Giggle Leaf since I was in my early 60s, but let's.
You've
should
had
be good
Giggle
soon.
Leaf and you didn't tell us.
I just got here after you all already hit the barrels.
Technically,
True.
it's a leaf, Rolf.
Rolf, have you ever heard of this? This place? Sorry.
Oh, this place? No. Absolutely lovely though.
Okay.
Very beautiful.
Rolf, did you hear someone
Mm.
say praise Locanir? That's weird.
Yes. I'm not going to say that to anybody's face around here, but you know,
Just like given the context of the world, it's really weird. It's an interesting thing to say. Like not bad weird, just interesting.
yes.
My eyes are still glowing.
Sure you could. Yeah, I am sure you can learn more about that. Maybe give it about like 10 minutes as you. Then you can come down. There's
Ada.
that library, I think.
Your eyes are on.
So were
What?
yours.
Your eyes are. My eyes are on.
Yes.
My bad.
Like you're
Are they off?
making glowing eyes at each other.
Are they off?
Wait.
One of them's off.
Okay. Adrian, I'm
We'll
going
drink
to
more
be
water.
calm now. I'm gonna be calm now.
Just let it out, Ada. You need to let it
Alright.
out a little bit. We could all use a little bit of a reprieve after the last few weeks.
Going back to Hap.
Just
Hap,
editing
you
that.
easily find Phrinn. You kind of just follow the noise of crowds to where it's the loudest, and she's not completely like unreachable with crowds, but like there's a few people that seem to be they seem to have offered her drinks, and they're kind of sitting on what's kind of a front porch, like the entryway to the tavern. So she has a simple little mead horn, little halfling size. It's like a little half pint thing.
On fire, right?
But it's a. Huh?
It's not on fire, right?
No, hers is not on fire. Hers
That's
looks like a
good.
very traditional, mild kind of mead. looks like mother's milk variety from what you've seen of various meat halls.
Just as a reminder, how old is Phrinn?
You're not sure. Wicker are weird.
I mean, I knew that part I knew, but like, I always, in my head, I have a mental image of Phrinn as a literal child for some reason, and I'm trying to remember why that is.
Probably
I
just
mean,
because they're child
she's
size.
a halfling size. Like she's
That might be
kind
why.
of sculpted to look like a halfling. So she has like
Okay.
vines that seem to curl into ringlets on her head. And she's like very much child size.
Okay. Alright, so once I find Phrinn, I'm just gonna kind of scooch through the crowd and kind of try to prop myself up next to Phrinn here. And she'll be like, hey Phrinn, your town is lovely. You're probably
Isn't
glad
it?
to be back.
I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah. I've noticed you have a nice wall of trees here in this forest. That one especially looks really cool. I'm gonna gesture over to the giant, really fat tree.
Oh yeah, Canopy of the Entwined. Real special place.
Really? How so?
Well, it's where you go to climb the canopy.
Oh, can I climb the canopy?
Only Wicker can climb the canopy. Look,
Really? Why's that?
so I guess a lot of non-Wicker haven't really heard of it, but there comes a time in many Wickers' lives where they feel an urging, a whisper, a drive towards creation. And it's also said that such Wicker at such times climb the entwined branches of the ancient tree, and they sit there for hours and days, sitting in sunlight and moonlight. And beneath the sunlight and beneath the moonlight, the Wicker who has sat with only their mind in motion, they begin a transformation, and fragile buds grow on their fingertips. They glimmer like jewels and lit with an emerald green glow. And days later, the Wicker who sits, they raise their hands and these glowing buds fall, caught by the wind of Loknir's breath, where they're sent to every corner of the world.
Ooh, and what happens to the buds?
Well, we haven't been able to track the process exactly. Anybody who tries to nurture the buds or find them, catch them, the buds tend to wither when you do that. But we believe that that's where new Wicker sprout.
So Hap's just gonna have a look on their face where it's like, oh, is this like the baby talk? Is that what we're having right now? Is the baby talk? That's
Oh, yeah, it's for sure the baby talk. Yeah. We just had
a baby talk. Okay. Oh, so this is where baby Wicker come from. Interesting.
I was very confused when I first talked to a human and asked them what they have instead of climbing the canopy, because they don't have a canopy, and I was very confused.
Oh,
Does it
Phrinn.
have to be that tree specifically, or could this happen anywhere?
No, it's pretty much exclusively this tree. I've heard of other Wicker being made by other means, but this seems to be the most reliable and the most true to who we are, I think.
I mean, it seems that way. And it's not the wind that takes the buds, it's Loknir's breath?
Wind, Loknir's breath, tomato.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know Loknir would be called upon for the birth of a Wicker.
Well, he speaks to Wicker, you see.
Oh. In what language? Do you have a Wicker language?
No, whatever language you can understand, I guess. It's not so much speaking as, well, most of the time it's just inspiration. We tend to be very creative folk. Sometimes it's something a bit more urgent, like carrying an emerald up a mountain. So not everybody feels every impulse and not everybody is driven to it, but Usually, if a Wicker is quiet and listening and not burdened or distracted, they can more easily hear inspiring whispers.
I guess I'll have to ask Odrune about
Odrune,
it. The most creative thing I've seen Odrune do is a way to kill someone. But I'm sure.
Odrune, as you walked off your sobriety, you heard most of that entire conversation.
Oh.
So you heard everything about the canopy, you heard everything that she said about Loknir.
Are you feeling the biological clock ticking deep down inside?
Are you asking me, or is Hap asking Odrune?
Yeah. Don't eat that cat.
Is that an
It
in-character
depends.
question, though?
It depends on the look of Odrune's face as soon as I notice we're talking about the baby
Is
Phrinn.
this socially acceptable?
If Odrune is looking shy and blushing, I'm absolutely gonna be like, "Oh, Odrune, have you felt that pull, that biological clock startup?" But if Odrune is looking like more somber, not bringing it up. That's kind of what's going on here.
Odrune is looking close to tears because this was
Tears of
just
okay.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm not mentioning baby talk then. Okay.
Because this is more about Wicker than they've heard in their entire life.
Yeah, okay. From the look of Odrune's face, I'm gonna nudge Phrinn and be like, does that fire drink have a downer after? Like, because they were real up a moment ago.
I don't know, I've never tried it. Not my thing. We're actually way overdue for a break. I am so sorry. So it's kind of abrupt, I know, but we're gonna just pause it all right there. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 8 minutes. And we will keep exploring this beautiful Wicker village. See y'all in a few.
Good timing.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's dive right back in. All right. So, let's dive right back into this adorable place. Little foresty noises, little city noises, and just a very idyllic location as the party learns not about the birds and the bees, but more about the twigs and the trees. By this point, all of you have sobered up enough that you no longer have any debilitating, like, dice roll effects. You are still a little bit giggly. You are going to remember all of this when you sober up, but just over the next little while, you're gonna, like, gradually feel a bit more, like, back to normal. So Hap just kind of got some more information from Phrinn about how Wicker are made, about why people around here seem to have vetted interest in Loknir, and Odrun overheard all of this for the first time, learning about her people and kind of her heritage. So, by this point, all of you have kind of come together. You're all out in front of the Root and Toot Tavern. And you're able to kind of discuss things, decide where to go next.
Oh, Dreamin, are you okay?
Yes? Yes?
That's good, right?
Yes? This may sound like a funny ask. I know that you're gonna want to go hit the books, and Hap is probably going to want to go see trees, and I'd be willing to bet that Cull wants to go look at that really nice lagoon over there in the middle. I see those eyes. This may sound funny, but I actually am gonna go to the retirement home. I've never seen an older Wicker. And I just want to spend some time with them and talk with them and see what their lives have been like.
Do you want to go
You're not
alone?
feeling the urge to go to that tree over there? No? Okay.
No, Hap. My family has a hard enough time without there being more of us having to suffer. So, I think it's best if it just stays one of us. So I'm gonna go talk to the older Wicker for a little while.
Have fun.
So Odrun's headed to the retirement home. Ada, you're headed to the library. Where are Cull and Hap headed? Are you joining
Kind
them?
of
Running off somewhere
wandering.
else?
Kind of wandering, following Cole for the moment as I absorb what's going on around me.
There
If
is
he
a
hasn't
shop.
if he hasn't said anything yet, he is going to sign to Hap and say, "Hey,
Hey.
what's with you and Ada?" But as he signs Ada, he doesn't fingerspell it anymore. He has like a specific like name that he's like made for her. And he's only ever done
Really?
that for you before.
What is this sign you've made for Ada? Please explain in detail. What is this sign you have created?
He combines the signs for the word tusk and then the word kind. And you can kind of he doesn't spell out Ada, but you get who he's trying to talk about.
Oh yeah, I have a few guesses who you're talking about.
And you've never done name signs for anybody except for Hap before now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sign back. Nothing. We good.
I want to make an insight check.
I like to make a deception
She's
check.
lying.
What? I tried. Wait, why can't I do a deception?
This one feels obvious.
Not fair. My
Um,
one skill I have.
Cole just kind of pauses and goes, "But did I do something wrong? What? You're lying.
No,
What?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. I can tell.
No, I'm not.
Yes, I am. Yeah. How?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna create a sign for too much giggle leaf. That's what I'm gonna make a sign for. It's probably gonna just look like me sticking out my tongue and tapping it.
I was gonna go to the lagoon.
I'm in love with
To
it.
the lagoon.
Going to the lagoon. Okay. All right. We're gonna hop over to Ada next. So you go to the Hall of History, which seems to be, first off, the building itself appears to be entirely grown, not built, as the one in the southeast corner of the map. There's even like tiny little green buds and leaves on all these coiled strands of wood that make up the walls and roof of this impressively sized building. There's kind of like two entrances, and the whole spacious interior chamber is lined with bookshelves. The shelving also seems like finely grown, naturally grown structures. When you're inside, you see several Wicker moving kind of slowly, milling about, filing books or flipping through pages. Definitely more books than the average raider sees in a lifetime. But there do seem to be people very much milling about. One of them does seem to have on kind of a robe that would indicate this is the librarian.
I'll go up to them, and just hi. I'm new here.
Yes, how can I
Phrinn,
help you?
Phrinn brought us in. Am I allowed to just look around? Do I have to ask you for something? How does this work?
Oh no, yes, you're welcome to take a look at anything on our shelves. Just don't take anything out the doors. But if you have any questions, I'm happily able to answer them.
Okay. Do you have any sections on Grimnir?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let me take you about here. I can also answer anything you want to know, kind of give you the summary.
Okay, I think I'll look first, but I'll ask you if I have any questions.
Of course, anything you need. Go ahead and roll either investigation or history.
Okay, I have it prepared, so I'm gonna cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay.
And give myself advantage on, I'll do investigation. Where's the thing? I'm getting used to the new sheet. Okay.
Ooh, advantage really helped you there. So you find a few books that mostly seem to repeat what most raiders have heard about Grimnir. That he was a powerful wizard back in the Lost Lands. He was one of the Vanir, one of these heroes that, operated in the Lost Lands. He married Boda, who was like Queen of the Jotun, had children with her, betrayed the Vanir, and led to the destruction of the Lost Lands. And tales say that Alden, the leader of the Vanir at the time, that she decapitated him, and from his blood sprang the world of Grimnir, um, which is where she was able to lead all the people. Um, the records here seem to really emphasize it. You've read tales where it's like his betrayal and he was rightfully slain and it was like bloody and horrific, and Alden and all of her godly magic created this world. Um, these journals and records that you're looking at seem to be more of an angle of Loknir's sacrifice, Loknir's magic, Loknir's growth. And you see a few other things that indicate giving homage to Loknir for imbuing this world with his primal essence, so to speak. But it seems to some of the texts seem to basically say Grimnir is Loknir in a way, in a sense.
Okay, a couple follow-up questions. One, does it say anywhere any legends about what happened to his head when he was beheaded?
Nothing specifically about that. It just says his blood created Grimnir. He was decapitated, his
Okay.
blood created the world.
I would also be looking for anything about like symbology, anything standing out about, vipers, snakes, things like that.
Roll a religion check.
Okie dokie.
And I believe this is still
Oh,
with
that's
advantage.
also intelligence. Yes.
Yes. Okay, 22.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah,
was a nat
you
one.
find another.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really need to give a better indication of
Mhm.
which ones are nat ones and which ones are nat 20s. That needs
Yeah.
to be way bolder on that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna send them a feedback form.
Do it.
Yeah, so you find another text that seems to talk more about the practices of the Wicker in this village, of things that they do. Some of them pray to Loknir. Some of them claim that they were inspired to write a novel or a play that was like whispered into their dreams by Loknir. You do see some aspects of symbology that when someone wants to make a sacrifice to Loknir, or when they want to like do something especially special at his shrines and things like that, there is a little there are a few different symbols you see. Some of them have to do with um, uh, like deceptive things like mirrors or uh, anything like an item that you stole or gained through nefarious means. But there's also angles where symbology of vipers and sea serpents is part of it.
I'm gonna go back to the librarian.
Yes, dear.
This is going to sound a bit odd. But I had a dream a while ago, and there was a very large snake in it. And I woke up knowing things I didn't know when I went to bed, and this was on my hand. And I don't know why, but I have a hunch.
That's absolutely fascinating, dearie. You say this appeared as you were sleeping, this whole thing?
Yes, well, I had some training in the arcane when I was younger, and I just have been trying to find and learn more about magic, and um, yeah, it just had a dream one night.
Well, That is quite the blessing. I don't normally hear about things so direct. Have you been inspired to create or answer a call?
Maybe. Um, it the snake just told me to keep seeking, keep looking for magic and knowledge as I went along.
Well, it's very unusual. Possibly, I guess not unheard of, but I don't think I've heard of anyone in at least a few generations who's not a Wicker who's been contacted so directly. But I don't doubt that that's for sure Loknir's influence.
Okay. Yep, that's what I was suspecting. And I didn't think I would meet someone who didn't look at me like I was crazy when I shared all of that. So this is actually quite nice. Um, Interesting. Okay. And I'm just gonna stay here and I'm gonna keep reading. Whatever's available.
Beautiful. Let's hop over to Odrune. Odrune, you went to the retirement home, which is the nest of the resting ones. So this is the kind of like straw. It's actually a thatched roof on a building. Here we go. Yep. So in this kind of L-shaped building with this lovely thick thatched roof, you see a half-orc wearing pale green robes, kind of sweeping the front porch. Behind him there are several Wicker. Some of them are lounging on chairs or leaning against walls. A lot of them just kind of at rest. Unlike the rest of the village, this area seems very calm. Not as much bustle. And I didn't realize like how dense that sound had gotten. Uh, but it's very very peaceful. And you also notice that the Wicker have a very broad variety of forms. Some of them have extra limbs. Some of them have like limbs that are shaped like like various tools, and they some of them have like shaped themselves into something unusual, like a piece of furniture, but you realize like, oh, there's a face, there's a person. But one of them seems to be trying to be a tall, narrow bookshelf, but just kind of like posing and not moving very much. But you see one Wicker that seems to be like pacing, not really looking at anything, but like moving forward like 5 steps, pause, pivot, back 5 steps, pause, pivot, and just on repeat, not really looking or noticing anything. But none of them seem to really be interacting with each other too much. But you do see the half orc in the green robe seems to be the one in charge.
He, she, they, them. Do we know? Can I tell?
He.
He. Excuse me, sir. My name's Odrune. I'm new to this village. Phrinn brought us when she came back. What can you tell me about the Wicker who live here?
Well, a lot of them have been around for definitely a long time. Definitely longer than I've been around. And not all of them are what you would consider typical modern Wicker. Some of them are, most of the folks around here call them more prototypical. Some of them were, I'm sure you know, like as constructs, some of them are designed with different levels of sophistication. We just make sure that they're comfortable, that they have what they need, and good place for them to rest. And some of them do eventually, merge with the trees that protect our village. But some of them, they find comfort just staying here, hearing stories. They play with a lot of the wicker cats. We got a good number of good wicker pets around here. We actually recently got a wicker rabbit, so that's been good for them.
Sounds like it. I've lived a very
Oh, I'm
solitary.
Ablo, by the way.
Ablo, nice to meet you, Hodrun. Um, I've lived a very solitary life in terms of being a Wicker, and I never had anybody teach me about Wicker. So, forgive me if some of my questions sound a little ridiculous, but what do you mean merge with the trees?
Oh, don't worry, you're not the first one. There's plenty of people who end up here who haven't met another Wicker in their whole lives that they know of course. But no, merging with the trees. I mean, of course, Wicker can be killed in the traditional sense. Your body can be destroyed. But the ones that are become, I don't know, too old to function, done, ready to rest. Many of them just, you know, I mean, it's kind of something I try not to look most of the time because it's a very personal choice. But they'll, become part of the protective canopy of the village. So that's why this town has been so safe. That's why it's warm here. I don't know if you noticed, but the winter isn't quite as harsh here, and we never get more than a light drizzle in terms of rain. Always just the right amount,
So, is that all that the canopy's made up of? Is just Wicker who've chosen to become part of the barrier that protects this place?
Well, I don't know about all of it, but they make up basically all of the magic of it.
Really? Huh. That's incredible.
Generations of them making a whole forest just to protect the saplings, the seedlings. It's a great process.
Yeah, it is. I'm happy I've heard of it. How long has this place
Trees
been
shouldn't be
here?
alone.
No. How long has this place been here?
A few centuries at least, I think.
Really? So that's close to the beginning of Grimnir.
Well, Grimnir's about 700 odd years old. This place is probably closer to 300.
Oh, okay. Hey, funny question. I've been living amongst the raiders my whole life, pretty much. They've always said really nasty things about Loknir, but when I got here, I heard somebody saying thank Loknir. What is
Yeah.
what's your perspective on that? What's the perspective of the people around here?
Well, a lot of people, well, I should say Wicker, for the most part. A lot of them have passed down the belief that Loknir created, if not all of Grimnir, then at least the Wicker. There's stories that back in the Lost Lands he made constructs, helpers to help him in his studies, and he's always interested in creating things, and so the stories go that the Wicker, along with the other primal species, the Tuss, the Grim, even the saber-toothed tigers and a few beasts, they grew as part of, they call it Loknir's sacrifice.
Loknir's sacrifice? What is that then?
Oh, when he...
Well, but See, the story I've heard. Do you know the Raider story of how that happened? Of what happened?
Yeah, it's what I grew up on. Mm-hmm.
Which do you think is true?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I don't really know one way or the other. I suppose it's not impossible for him to have at least had an influence. I mean, we live in a strange world, like mountains grow and different things exist that you never would expect. And every once in a while you get a little stroke of luck or a flash of genius, and the world's a little bit more magical.
That's true. So who amongst the Wicker...
I think it comforts a lot of them, to know to think that there's at least somebody looking out for them, even if the raiders don't.
It is nice to feel that, at least originally, I was created, not just a magical accident. It's nice to feel that I was on purpose.
Yeah, you were.
Thank you.
We're gonna hop over. Yeah, we're gonna hop over to the lagoon. I always get the timing just wrong, where it's like I want to stop it before it starts the next loop, and I'm like. So let's see. So over at the lagoon, we're back to louder, more boisterous interactions. So by the lagoon, you do see mostly Grim, both in lurker forms and in musician forms. But you also see Wicker, some of whom seem to have adapted their limbs into paddles, so they seem to be swimming with the Grim.
I love it.
Yeah. Grim and Wicker are great. I love them so much. You also see a few amphibious Beastborne. There's one that seems to be some kind of frog. Another one's like a newt, with red and yellow scales. And it's Cull and Hap that made it to the lagoon, or did Hap wander off again?
Here, preening my tail to the side, perfectly fine.
Pretending nothing's wrong.
Well, I'm not the one eating the giggle leaf, so
It's out of his system.
always. You don't know that? That's the first time you ever had it. You have no idea what to expect. I'm going to remind you of what I saw for a while.
He ignores
Anyway,
that.
go play in the water.
Yeah. Cull hasn't been able to visit a lagoon in a while. I mean, he loves the ocean, but he grew up in a lagoon, in a lake. So he's kind of antsy, but also nervous, if that makes sense. But he does eventually get in the water, but it's like seeing somebody at recess who's new in class and is really, really freaked out.
Yeah, you start swimming around, and beneath the water, you see that there's a few glowing sea urchins that seem to have been placed strategically around parts of the lagoon. So it seems to be actually lit from within here. You see one Grim who seems to be playing an underwater horn, that's making kind of a haunting sound to it. And I can change a lot of this, because beneath the water. There we go. Because, like, I don't always get to use every sound effect, and so sometimes it's fun. There we go.
It's either
But
you go
it's a
swimming
little
or
bit
we
haunting.
drowned. It's the only time we can use this.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like underwater, they're harmonizing. There's a lot of like signing back and forth about like what everybody's gonna be up to later. Do you want to get some drinks? Or like, where are we gonna go fishing next? Hunting trip coming soon. One person is talking like, how are the kids doing? And one of them is like, oh, my boy's almost old enough for the hunting. And they're all just like chit-chatting about like, oh, how old the kids are getting, and they're just sprouting up so fast.
All is sad. Because this looks like everything he could have had. Community.
Roll a history check with advantage.
Oh, and nat 20!
Nat 20. You get a very
My
specific
dice.
memory of your as soon as they say the hunting, you remember a very specific memory. It wasn't long before you lost your family, of your parents discussing how when you were older, they would take you on your first hunting trip, and you remember seeing all the other kids, boys, girls, whatever, when they turned 13, they would like go out with some spears and harpoons, and they would come back to their underwater family with like their first eel, salmon, whatever. But you realize that they were 13 and you lost your family at 7.
Gosh. I don't know if Cull could handle staying in the water very longer. I think he would try and escape.
While Cole's underwater,
Mm-hmm.
do I see any Grim above water?
You see the shopkeeper at the tent that you passed earlier and asked for directions. You do see a few like kind of skimming the surface of the water. There's like one girl who looks to be in her like late teens floating on her back, and you see like one older couple with their feet just kind of dangling into the lagoon.
Do I see any Grim that are alone? As in, particularly lonely. Other than Cole coming back to the surface.
Make a perception or investigation check.
Okay. I am looking for equally traumatized loner Grim here that remind me of Cole. Okay, let's see. You said investigation or what?
Or perception.
I'll do perception. What is this? Why?
You have inspiration?
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use my rune.
Oh!
Yeah, no, you didn't use your rune when you were trying to be a good person. I thought that was really funny.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
automatically
I'm gonna
succeed because
do.
it's an uncontested check. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna succeed. You could have succeeded at being a good person, but you just
I
failed.
forgot!
Yeah,
It's gonna haunt me!
Maybe a little.
It's okay. Now you learn. Okay.
It's good for the story.
You see. Yeah, you see a young man kind of close to Cull's age. He seems to have his hair mostly like in his face, which could be just from being in the
Oh.
water.
This is
But
an
just
emo
kind of like
kid,
perched
okay.
on a rock. Perched on a rock, not necessarily emo, but like wallflowers kind of vibes you're getting. Yeah, they just seem to be like less interested. They're kind of just staring at the water.
Cool. I'm gonna have a Karn go over and try to sneak a little heart sight on them.
Of
Like-
course.
Like target target acquired here.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
Nothing I do is weird. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hello again,
It's
voice
a
changer.
sign. All right, a card, speak to
Why?
me.
Speak, Akard, speak.
Let's see. Do I have a Karn's voice? Where is it? Takes a minute to load. But I can do the voice. It just is it gonna load? Sometimes it gets stubborn. There we go.
Look, I don't know what you want me to say. He's lonely.
That's what I want you to say. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. How do I make this not awkward? Because I'm totally charming and I have done this before. All right. I'm gonna so casually wander over to that stone area where this emo youth is sitting here. And I'm gonna sign to them as soon as I get their attention. Basically, why aren't you swimming?
He signs back. Like just the signing equivalent to, I don't know, like barely articulated.
Oh, okay. Alright, well then, once the signing has been established, I'm gonna go closer and say, I'm Hap. I'm new here. I don't know much about this place. Could you tell me about how so many Grim ended up here?
Oh, well, I'm Kay. And I don't know, I guess, my parents heard from a friend who heard from another Wicker that this was a safe place, and I don't know. Seemed nice.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's any obvious parents linked to this person. They're not traumatized enough. This is a little disappointing.
Traumatized.
Is Hap trying to find someone that was from like Paul's community?
No, not particularly. I was trying to
Just-
find a less
I
happy
do need to
Grim
ask, what are
prince.
you...
A Grim.
Oh yeah, see,
What are you trying to
here's the
accomplish?
thing.
Let me make sure I'm, like, meeting what you need here.
Oh yeah, see, Cole is like super traumatized Grim, surrounded by a bunch of happy Grim. And I, as Hap, am super weirded out by this like fantasy happy town. Like it's too happy. It's weirding me out. So I need the transition from like life is terrible, the world is ending, our personal lives are fucked, trauma, to super happy town. I need like a little more trauma here. And I'm probably like, oh yeah, Cole's gonna see a bunch of happy Grim. That's not gonna be like sad at all. I need someone who is like a little bit further along in the healing journey, but not this far along. This is really weird, but like sometimes when you have a lot of trauma, you're not ready for too much happy happiness at once. We need a bridge between super happy quaint town and full on like depression. I don't know if any of that made sense.
It did actually.
So
made
you're
a
trying
lot
to
of
dig
sense.
up trauma.
I'm trying to find somebody who remembers what trauma and depression feels like and is on the healing journey and not over here with the happy smiley retirement home bingo level of happiness over here.
Roll persuasion.
Am I persuading this person to have more trauma? Probably just to open up.
No, you're trying
okay.
to convince them to open up about whatever traumas. Yeah.
18!
Yeah, 18. Yep.
That could have been better,
okay.
because I have
Could've
a,
been worse.
thank God
Yeah,
for my
so-
+7.
Yeah, so it takes a bit of time because he seems to only want to answer like very direct questions, and he's kind of answering like, you know, very short sentences and not really like moving the conversation along. But you kind of get like, oh, like, tell me more about your parents. It's like, I don't know, they're okay, I guess. They're like that couple over there, and they seem like a very happy couple.
Oh.
And they like wave at you. And you kind of asked about like his history, how he ended up here. It's like, I don't know, we did some fishing, that was okay, and then we moved and that was okay, and then I don't know, it got really cold, that was like less okay, but now we're okay, so everything's just, I don't know, not the best thing ever, but I'm okay. And he's just giving
Well,
like
fuck. Okay.
mild vibes, like he's had lows, but like normal people lows, not like true trauma.
Alright, well, fuck.
Normal
Emo
people
kids were
love-
always like that.
What are those?
Yeah, okay. Have any more Grim made it here more recently? You know, less. Have any
Cole rises
other
to the surface right next to you.
joy? Okay, yeah. Am I gonna be able to tell immediately that Cole is feeling too much pressure from all the happiness around us right now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to feel that way too, which is super annoying. Very unrelatable. I'm just gonna give a look to Cole that I hope Cole could understand as like, this place is too good to be true. Like,
Yeah. I mean, he just kind of signs back agreeing with you. It's kind of freaking him out.
yeah.
But also he looks a little more haunted.
Yeah. This place is giving me weird vibes.
And then
I'm just gonna once again look at Cole and be like, it's too much giggle leaf. It's too much giggle leaf.
he walks
That's what
away.
it is. What? We were bonding over like needing more trauma in these people's lives, and
Just you can't remind him of the giggle
you
leaf. He feels
both
really
hear-
embarrassed.
You both
Giggle
hear,
leaf.
where's for sale? Where's for sale? And they
Yeah.
seem to be pegging you two as like outsiders, visitors.
Is it the trauma? Is it the haunted look in Cole's face that's like pegging us as outsiders?
Probably. What's he got for sale?
Can I emerge from the library and join the shopping?
Yes, absolutely.
No.
And Odrun, this is also about the time that, unless you want to like stay there.
No, I was kind of hoping there'd be somebody more coherent who
Ada
could tell
has
me
trauma.
stories, but they all seemed a little out of it. Talked to the caretaker
telling
more
you,
than I did the other Wicker.
There's something in the water, in the air. I don't like it. Are my
Something
senses feeling duller all of a sudden? Is my mind leaving me? Do I feel sluggish? Like, what's going on?
I mean, technically
Stop,
there
I feel
are
upset
Wicker in
because
the
people
air.
are happy.
Make a medicine check. Half.
Me?
Yeah, make a medicine check, do a self-assessment. You're not sure. There's a feeling in the pit of your stomach. It could be nausea. You're feeling very emotional about things.
I
It could
ate
be
a
like,
custard.
I don't know,
It's
maybe
the-
somebody poisoned you and now you feel stress and rejection of the happy environment in which you find yourself.
Can I roll insight to see if I clock
Anyway, you all
Caps
get to the
are
shop.
loyal?
I was gonna say, can I roll insight as I walk up just to see what mood everybody's in?
Yeah, anybody wants to roll insight.
Can I do deception to hide my inner turmoil?
Me too.
Sure, you can try. Yep.
Thanks.
Great.
Oh my god!
How?
Hop's just her usual annoying self. There's something
You got
really
that
fucked
20.
up about Cole. Cole is not doing well.
I didn't mean to roll an advantage.
I
So,
would like this
I
to
got a
also
one.
hide my feelings towards Ada at the moment. That's
I didn't roll
nice.
an advantage, so I didn't roll a nat one, but it's a 1.
At least it's not negative.
Yep. Negative.
You rolled a natural one.
Okay. You will get to the shop. It looks like they actually have magic items for sale.
Ooh.
Please tell us what is.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
Let's see.
Oh damn.
There we go.
Wet candles.
They have a whole array of things.
Why would you need a candle that's wet?
You've not heard of wet candles before, but the grim shopkeeper kind of laughs and points at a little purple urchin, that's or a little pile of them sitting on the counter.
Oh.
It's like, you just squeeze it really hard to activate it, and it stays lit for about a week.
Is it a one-time use thing?
Cole, yeah, but it lasts a week. You can like cover it if you need to keep it dark in between. Cole, you recognize as what you saw in the lagoon. That's what kept it lit.
we got
The
about
shopkeep
like.
will explain any of these items to you if you want them to.
Huh. Potion of climbing, white candles. What does the staff of the woodlands do?
You have a good eye. So the staff of the woodlands. So normally we can't even sell this to most people. It has to be, in order to bond with it, you have to either be some kind of druid or somebody who's like has a great affinity for trees. But he holds out this lovely quarterstaff that seems to have grown from trees, and it has like little sprigs and leaves on the end of it. And he kind of breaks it down and explains it's a +2 magic focus. It has 10 charges that can basically be spent on various spells. So this would give you access to Animal Friendship, Awaken, Bark Skin, Locate Animals or Plants, Speak with Animals, Speak with Plants, and Wall of Thorns. And you can also cast Pass Without Trace without using any charges. Oh, but my favorite feature about this is it has a tree form. See, you can takes about like 5 seconds or so. You take one end of the staff, put it in fertile earth, and use up one of its charges to turn the staff into a healthy tree, like 60 feet tall, beautiful branches. Has a little bit of magic coming from it, but as soon as you like say the command word, returns to its staff form, and if you're in the, maybe don't be in the tree when you turn it back to a stick, because then you'll fall down. But instant tree wherever and whenever you need it.
This is a very technical thought. I just realized we never identified the frost giant ring. Can we say that I did that so that we might have something for trading?
Yes. Yes.
The tree.
That can actually be worn by. So that can be worn by a human as like a wristband. And that is a frost ring. I'll need to share the stats with you later, but it basically allows you to create a permanent wall of ice that stays permanent until it's like destroyed or shattered. It also gives you access to the Cone of Cold spell with like a certain number of charges. Let me check if it requires attunement.
I'm just gonna stare longingly at the staff of the woodlands.
done
know it's
looking
way
that
too
up, I have a question.
What do we
there we go.
have
Here's the
for
front.
trading?
Yeah.
We have about like 900 gold. Maybe more like almost 1,000 gold.
Don't feel much sentimental value to this. I'm holding out this frost ring.
Me neither. I do have a question, shopkeep. What exactly is the pipes of the sewers?
Oh, I love the item.
Well, let me explain it to you. 1 second.
Oh dear.
Knew you were gonna ask about the staff, but I. So pipes of the sewers. You have to be proficient with wind instruments to use these pipes. While you're attuned, ordinary rats and giant rats are indifferent toward you and will not attack you unless you harm them. It has 3 charges. You can. If you play the flute and expend one of the charges, you call forth 1 rat swarm, provided there's enough rats within half a mile of you to be called in this fashion. If there are not enough rats to form a swarm, then the charge is wasted. And so it's basically like giving you command and control of a swarm of rats, so there's some mechanic stuff to it.
So I become the
Like
Pied
friendly
Piper?
swarms will obey your commands. It's basically a Pied Piper flute, yeah.
I love
Oh
it!
my gosh!
But
I
only
love
for
it.
rats and giant rats.
And only if you're proficient in wind instruments.
Oh, I wish. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can gain proficiency in wind instruments. But...
True. Oh goodness.
I'll
Yeah,
leave
this
the
is
rat
not-
instrument up to the
it's-
rest of the party.
I can't seem to sell it.
No wonder.
Oh,
Nobody
Oh.
seems to be interested in buying it.
it sounds like fun. I can't think of much of a use of it right now, but it does sound entertaining, that's for sure.
Does the ring of fire resistance cost the same as ring of cold resistance? Out of curiosity.
Does it cost the same?
I'm just curious because I have a ring of fire resistance and they have a ring of cold resistance, and I'm just like curious if that's just kind of how much it's worth, just so I know personally.
Right.
I was like, oh, is that how much it's worth? That's a lot.
Yeah, a merchant might sell it for that amount. The Grim who's running the shop is like, look, I mean, I'll buy it from you, but I only have about 1,000 gold available to buy incoming items right now.
Okay, that's just kind of like.
Could we trade this ring and this giant ring for the staff of the woodlands and maybe a cloak of protection?
I'm gonna support
Absolutely
that
no math.
conversation. I mean, let's be real. Who is gonna be using these in a town like this properly? Who's gonna be using it properly? This is actually probably.
Roll persuasion. Yeah, one of you roll persuasion.
I will
I'll
guide
roll it.
Hap.
Yeah.
Is anybody helping me?
I'll help.
I'm helping.
I'll help you guide.
Yes, you have help.
Okay, and then a D4. Oh, okay, so that's 19.
Okay. Well, let's see. If you're offering that Ring of Fire resistance and the giant frost ring, it's like running some numbers in his head. If you give me a couple gems on top of that, I'll give you the Staff of the Woodlands. It seems to be asking for 100 gold worth of gems.
Which we
So,
have.
A lot of gems.
2 gems. Because we have 12 gems that are worth 50 each, apparently.
Yep.
So if we give you a few more gems, say, let's see, where are we at? Let's say 4 more gems, would you be willing to throw in the Cloak of Protection?
Wait, aren't we doing the cloak of protection initially?
The one he
No, he
said was
said just
just the
the-
staff.
He said was just the staff. We
Oh,
also-
okay.
Yeah.
4 more gems in the cloak of protection, you think?
If your gems are worth 300 gold, then yeah.
Do we have
think we
300
are.
gold worth of gems?
We do actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because
do
if
it
we have
then.
12 and they're 50 each, we have like 600.
Mhm.
Yeah, gems have cash value. I'll take gems in place of gold. Easier to travel with.
All right. We have like of the gems that I'm looking at specifically, not the other gems. We have about 200 more gold worth, and then we have like our 900 gold.
True.
And these aren't the diamonds, right?
No, these are just gemstones according to this loot sheet here that I'm like messing with.
Oh, I think it was that random little cache we found. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 700 cash.
We also have a pearl for about 100.
Nice.
Does anyone
like,
else want
pearls work?
anything?
Let's see. What is the cloak of protection, and do we need to get more than
It-
one?
Cloak of
+1 to AC
Yeah, Cloak of
and
Protection,
saving
if-
throws.
Yep, and requires attunement. It's finely woven. It seems to have like a trim that has a little row of runic symbols patterned all down it.
That's funny that it's cheaper than the shield.
What
I
are
mean-
the boots of striding and springing?
Makes your
You're trying to
jump
catch up.
better.
You're just
Okay.
trying to catch up to me.
He has a 30-foot jump.
Yeah, well, I have
boots
a
of striding and
40-foot feet.
springing. They do require attunement. While you're wearing these boots, your walking speed becomes 30 feet unless your walking speed is higher, and your speed is not reduced if you are encumbered or wearing heavy armor. In addition, you can jump 3 times the normal distance, though you cannot jump farther than what your remaining movement would allow.
3 times the normal distance. Does that mean like 3 times your normal distance?
Like 90 feet?
Like 90 feet?
Yeah, but it's still limited by how much movement you have.
Mm.
So like you're still limited to like a maximum of 30 feet jumps.
Oh.
So I don't know if it would be beneficial to you.
Yeah,
Um,
drats.
I
If anybody else wants it.
personally like, I mean, if he has more than one cloak of protection, it would be nice to raise my armor class.
Yeah, mine's 15.
there seems to be only one.
Bummer.
Someone else
Aw.
can have it. I don't need it.
Yes, you do.
I thought it would be helpful. I'm at 17. I'm
What?
fine.
Fine, I'll
And
take
I
it.
have shield.
Oh,
I'm fine.
gosh.
It was a
I'll
general,
give it to
someone
Cole.
could use it.
Yeah, I think
Your
I think
armor
you all
class is higher
already
than
I think you all
mine.
already had at least 1 or 2 shields in your inventory.
Cole, do you want it, or are
Okay.
we gonna arm wrestle?
You want it? What's Odrune's AC?
16.
Okay, Cole's is 15.
We'll give it to Cole.
Okay.
Cole gets a cloak of protection.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright. You do get so you did get the Staff of the Woodlands by trading away the fire resistance ring, the frost ring, giant frost ring, and a few gems. So Hab, you notice that
I get the most
it's
expensive
very
thing from-
pretty.
It's very,
Can I
very
just look
pretty.
at it for a second? You can just.
I-
I'm not gonna take
yeah.
it. I just want to look at it because it's beautiful. I promise.
Okay.
I just want to look at it and see it. It's pretty.
It's a very lush tree braided thing. The whole thing is like this whole spiral braid of
What kind of tree is
branches
it?
that wind their way towards. I don't ask me. Magic.
Willow.
Well, it goes to like 60 feet in height, so I'm
There
gonna
you
be
go,
like,
Hap. That's lovely.
Oh, when you put it in tree form, are you doing that right now?
not this second, but I'm guessing
In the
whatever
middle of
kind
town.
of tree it's made out of is gonna be the tree it turns into. So I'm just gonna be honest, I'm just kind of Googling trees that grow between 40 to 60 feet. like
Yeah,
trying
the
to make his
shopkeep
face
doesn't
green.
seem to know because nobody's attuned to this yet. It's a
A
newly
big
acquired
leaf
item, so they
maple
don't
would be
know.
very pretty, actually. Ooh,
Maybe
a
some
box
stuff.
elder. That would be a pretty
That
tree.
was made for Hap.
Hmm.
Ooh, a red
I
maple.
know, right? Like, I kid you not, I did not write this. It was already in the
It's
item
a
list. It was already the
That-
most expensive item there.
That's crazy.
I don't know how I feel about birch trees.
Rowan?
I mean,
Did Rowan grow
do
that
we have
I don't know.
plenty of healing potions?
We have
Did
Ada.
the Dream make them now?
Oh
can
yeah, I
make them.
forget. Never mind.
I can make them. I mean, it's never
You also
a bad
have
idea to
the
have some.
mead horn of the drunkard.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
I have
I think we're good.
I have 2 healing potions right now, and yeah, so the ability to make more if we wish. Does he have the materials to make healing potions?
I do actually. Sell them for you at cost.
Sounds great.
Of his spell scrolls, does he happen to have absorb elements?
Yes.
I would like to get that. Can I have one of the gems, Hap?
I mean, it's our gems, so I'm not fighting you on that.
Cool. Then I throw in kind of my gold.
I love that Hap is our banker.
Wait, how
Nope.
much, Druid, are you using the money from our gathered gold or your own?
Well, considering I have 4 pieces of gold, how much?
Okay.
How much does it
How
actually
much-
cost for all of that?
So I took away one of the gems
Um,
for Ada's spell scroll, and then you're getting what are
Yeah.
you getting?
Materials to make
They have enough ingredients
Potions.
for 2.
2 healing.
Yeah, they have enough
potions.
ingredients for 2, which for you will be 50 total.
50
Wait.
So you
gold
need
or
25 gold per potion that you're
25
making.
gold? Okay, gotcha. Well, if that's
But the
case,
regular
then-
potion is 20, so wouldn't
Yeah,
it be
let's just
cheaper to
do
get
that
2
instead.
potions?
Let's just do that
Oh,
instead.
yeah, they do have it at a big discount, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
take the
so
healing
40
potions.
gold. Alright, I'll take away the 40 from the group then. Got it. I'm just looking up trees right now, so ignore me. I am just in the zone. As in, I'm trying to figure out the zone of
Ada,
this
Ada,
area.
This
Ooh,
way.
Ada.
What?
You're
What?
never gonna guess what I found out. Call, you'll be interested in this too. Hap, maybe you too. Do you know? Did you find out what makes up the barrier around this place?
No, but I found out a lot of other things.
I can't wait to hear. Let me tell you mine first because it's really interesting.
Okay, great.
It's made up of wicker. When wicker reach an age of old, apparently, they give themselves and meld into the trees of the forest, and that's how this whole thing has built up. He said it was 3 centuries worth of wicker building
That's
this
where all the
place
magic
for
comes
safety.
from.
That is where all the magic comes from.
we're
Well, I
surrounded by wicker
learned-
skeletons.
No, they melt with the trees, so you wouldn't really be able to tell.
But now I know.
But now you know.
But now it's in my head that I'm surrounded by dead wicker.
Are they really dead?
Well-
Or have they just kind of become protectors?
Become part of nature and protectors, and the wicker,
You do
at
always
least
say we
here,
need to
worship
go back to
Grimnir.
nature.
And they also see Grimnir as like a fundamental part of nature, so they're just kind of going back to what they were.
They believe that Grimnir made the wicker.
This is not confirmed. I did not learn this. This is just what I'm thinking. I think that the tower at Kekel was Grimnir's tower somehow, some way, because remember we found the room with all the wicker?
Yeah, yeah.
this is a conspiracy. But
Oh, I agree.
also, the librarian thinks that I had a vision of Loknir, and that's where this came from.
What?
I know.
Place is weirding me out a lot.
I mean, it
Is it
definitely.
because they're happy?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this because they think of him as a good thing, but we've all been taught that he's a
I
bad thing.
know.
But
Uh-huh.
so I don't know.
Well, we've been taught that I'm a bad thing.
Okay, fair.
Like,
Fair.
Oh yeah, that part I'm not really caring about at all. It's more the surrounded by the dead Wicker thing that's kind of getting weird to me.
So
well, then it's
by
like they
that,
choose to.
yeah, by
I know,
that
but like
extension,
I
then.
have a very simple concept of death, which is that your body should disintegrate into the soil, and instead I feel like every time I look around at the brush, I'm just staring at bone. Suddenly they all look like bones to me.
That's frightening.
Cull, is your face showing anything as Odrun is talking about learning more about her people and her heritage? Is your face showing any of the turmoil you were feeling earlier?
Yeah, I rolled a nat one earlier. Or not a nat
Oh,
one,
yeah.
but a one. So I wouldn't say he's like
A natural
sobbing or
one.
anything, but his face is like a little pinched up, and there's like a general aura of sadness.
I'm gonna rest my tail
Okay,
on
you
you.
all pick up on that.
Cole,
Hmm?
are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, now I whack Cole with my tail instead.
Ow.
Because
Is it
you look a bit like
because
you
people?
took
Yeah.
the drink of the fire drink rather than me.
Is it because this is a really beautiful community and it reminds you of something you didn't have? Ada's looking a
Hey,
little haunted too.
I'm looking at Ada being like, I'm sorry, what? Gotta calm down with your insight over there. I'm not saying that out loud, but that's what my face looks like.
It's
You
not
and you're like,
insight, it's experience.
Well,
yeah,
Drew
okay. You're
feels it
saying,
too.
yeah, half just feels like
Yeah.
Ada's like smacking Cole here. Really
You just-
specific and targeted truth. Like, okay, a little more gently,
Yeah.
please. I can
Yeah.
whack
How
out
do
my
you
tail, but at
think
least
the
my tail is
giggleweed
fluffy.
happened?
Yeah. I mean, he just kind of nods and just looks around a little. He just goes, yeah, yeah, I'm okay. But his shoulders are a little hunched, and he is standing a little more behind Hap.
Mm-hmm.
It was everyone greeting Phrinn that got me.
Yeah.
It was hearing a history of people that I didn't know that got me. Hearing these stories that everybody else just knows. And I didn't.
Sometimes I feel strange missing them. More than most of my life, I've never. It's been so long. I feel like. They would have taken me hunting when I turned 13. I was 7.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna try to use silent image to blur the background around us a little bit. Mostly,
Okay.
almost kind of, it's not a fog cloud per se, but mostly so that it almost feels more secluded where we are. Less of the obvious happy town visible. As I just kind of let Cole, like, hold my tail.
Yeah. He'd probably try to reach to hold your hand at that point.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try to minimize the sounds of, like, the happy town around us, so it feels a little bit less intense at the moment.
Odrun would reach an arm around Ada for sure. And then probably hold a hand out to Cull.
If Hap will let me, I reach out to her hand.
Yeah, no, my hands are in my tail. Or with Cole.
He kind
I am also equally difficult with super touchy moments as I am with super happy moments.
Cole kind of like looks at Hap, like the sense that Hap would get is Cole's only ever been this close to you. So is this okay?
What's okay?
If he can get a hug
From me?
from everybody.
Oh, I was like, is this like, I would like to get a hug from a different person question, or is it like you want a hug from me? Because the hug from me is a yes, the hug from other people is a weird thing to ask permission for.
He's just
so we're clear.
Cole has never had friends before Hap.
I'm like,
This is
you could be wrapped in my
very
tail no matter what.
new.
I would just like to point out my tail hugs probably feel way better than anyone else's hugs.
They probably feel way better than any sort of wooden construct, that's for sure.
He'd probably it's stiff, but he hugs everybody back.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna be slightly uncomfortable if I have to be squished in the middle of all you giant ass people, but I'm gonna like try to be on the outside of whatever's happening here.
Or you could hug somebody too, you know.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm just gonna focus on Cole at the moment with my tail.
Okay.
I'm nearby. I'm muting the outside. I'm concentrating on my spell. Okay. I'm just gonna avoid being in the middle of all you giant ass folk here. Okay. Just, don't crush me, please.
Cole yoinks in Hap for a hug.
This is a really weird whole thing because I'm on edge about like this town being like super happy. Still.
In this little foggy bubble that you find yourselves in, you know it shouldn't work this way, but it feels like you can't hear anybody outside of it, that only you four exist. The touch of the hands on your shoulders and on your backs, the softness of Hap's tail. The moment is short, but it feels much longer. And you feel like you can breathe. Whatever is happening outside, whatever might happen next, you have each other and you're here. So whatever happened before and whatever's coming after, you're here now. And then the fog dissipates. The world comes back. You're all there. We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break.
Actually, I think
Maybe
isn't it time
4?
for us to be done?
Yeah, I think it's time for us to go.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's time for us to go. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. I completely forgot that we end at 11 for some reason. So,
We're just like really
yeah.
in it.
Mhm.
yeah, really in it. To the point where I completely forgot how hours work. Thank you all. I gave you light and fluffy. I want to be very clear. I was not pushing for that, but I love where you all took that. That was absolutely beautiful. Okay. Great spot to leave it. We will continue with this adventure next week. We stream every Thursday night at 8 p.m. If you're one of the raiders from Hero Club, thanks for joining us. Please catch up on YouTube. Same username, it's KJ_Potif. Notorious Navy, as always, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're able to be here for this one. This one is amazing. And everybody, hang in there. You all are here right now. And y'all are amazing, and we're gonna have lots of fun. And we'll see what other fun, exciting things this party gets up to. With fresh eyes next week. Skål, everybody. Be safe.